What's up, everybody? This is Edward back with another video. I'm actually chilling. Unfortunately, we'll see how long this is gonna be because my iPad is dying, and I'm kind of looking at my iPad while I'm doing this. Sorry, I had to cut you all off short earlier today, and I would probably have this on StreamYard, but it looks better. But fuck it, we'll do it blog style. So FYI, just so y'all know what we're looking at real quick. I won't spend too much time with this. But when you get a chance, go to Kevin Samuel's Instagram page. Kevin's decided that he's gonna come back to the office, so to speak, like Tony Montana, setting the damn internet on fire, kind of like Smurgo set Facebook on fire. And I wanted to kind of do a reaction because as of now, Smurgo's post is it 12,000 shares and 6,000 comments, with both black, for the most part, black men and black women, taking the gynocratic take, which I've been focused more on the men because I want to really get an idea how fucked up the men are. Shout out to Xanatos Clutch too. I have a kind of a small little group that I'm in on Instagram with a couple of people. And Xanatos put this in here, and at first I thought, Xanatos generally doesn't exaggerate shit. But I don't know why. I thought I heard what he said, and then I kind of looked at it, but I didn't really go through the comments. So go and shout out to Ramil too, because he's in there doing work. Ramil's being Ramil, keeping it real even when it hurts. And so basically, this post has so far 8,800 comments, 8,801 to be exact. And it also has about 35, no, 8,800 likes, and also has 3,500 comments. And this hasn't been posted that long. This hasn't been posted that long at all. So this is definitely, it was posted 6 hours ago, actually. So this is definitely going to be an interesting thing to talk about this week. You got the usual suspects is definitely going to talk about it. And Dennis has a video coming out talking about Hollywood is going to attack our space. And I know this definitely is not going to help that. So I just want to go through a couple of these comments with you. Now, what's interesting is if you focus on most of the dudes are saying never, you should never. It's interesting because remember, this is on Instagram. So this is kind of away from the typical YouTube shit. So this is kind of like a good, healthy market. I hope Kevin does a community post. Yeah, shout out to BGS, man. I saw BGS. They wildin' BGS. Like I'm looking at these comments. These niggas are dumb. Like, look, I expect the women to cap. I mean, women are gonna be women, so I'm not letting them off the hook. But that doesn't surprise me. But what surprised me is these dudes, yo. They just stay capping. Let me see. Let's go through some of the greatest hits. And here's the thing: when you go on this post, there's like some of these comments have like 100 replies, 40 replies, 50 replies, and boy, these threads they be wilding out. Um, it's funny, yo. It is funny, yo. And then you even got some people talking about witchcraft in this motherfucker. What's up, Kobe? What's up, Phil? What's up, BGS? I forgot with BGS, it would be like 10 o'clock. This shit is crazy. Yo, if he does a video on this, and I've already seen a couple of people do like videos, not about this, but like, you know how it is. Niggas gotta take basically they gotta take the bitch's side. So, they always gonna pull that I'm an alpha male and he ain't a real man type bullshit. Niggas kill. I'm gonna tell you something. If we're talking about a talking point and you got a result to saying nigga you soft, let's fight, nigga. As far as I'm concerned, you got low IQ because if you got to fight for something like that, I want to keep it real with y'all. One of the reasons why black men kill other black men, other than the bitches, when you take the females out of it, is a lot of y'all niggas, a lot of y'all understand if you take the drugs and the bitches out of it. a lot of y'all don't really have the intelligence to really make a point or at least walk away from some shit. David Carroll talks about this a lot. And rather than fussing on the internet, some of y'all really be wanting to fight. And the thing that kills me is if I were to beat your ass, or somebody like, let's say, Dre were to beat your ass, a lot of y'all really out here thinking y'all just gonna lay the fuck down and take that ass whooping, and that's gonna be it. We know that a lot of the dudes that be wanting to fight, this is 2020. Y'all don't believe in that old school, you fight and then you let it go bullshit. Y'all motherfuckers will escalate that shit as high as it needs to be escalated, up to killing folks. This is why in Chicago and Atlanta they just go straight to kiss kiss bang bang. So when y'all talk about fighting, if you notice, most of the people that try to fight are usually people that are in the weaker position from a political, socio-political power standpoint. That's all you got. And you don't even have a point. So what y'all want to do is fight, because that's what niggas do at the end of the day. When in doubt, just fight. And this is what kills me. I could respect that more if you saw black men doing that on other races. You got Zimmerman still running around, but y'all niggas want to talk about fighting some niggas on YouTube. See, y'all won't aim that, and that's what kills me with a lot of black dudes. What y'all doing is really doing that for females. That's really what y'all doing. So when I hear like it's, shout out to Solo TV 84, he was dealing with, I'm not gonna mention his name. Dude talk about he fly dudes to Africa, like in order to fight. I'm like, nigga, shut up. Just shut up. Y'all know, you know what I'm talking about, but whatever. I'm BGS. I'm curious. I want to see a video. I want to see what you think about those laws being passed with with the abortion. These states about to tighten that shit up. And remember, 55% of black people are in the South, so you know how that goes. Let me see. Let me go through some of the dudes' comments. As a black man, let's see, if I'm not getting what I want from black queens, they're not willing to change themselves for me, I will go to another race. What I wish he would have did is I wish he would have talked about intercultural dating. I wish he would have did ADOS versus non-ADOS. I wish he would have pulled that, because that's when you really would have got to the heart of the matter. Because see, if you bring interracial, what a lot of people are gonna do is they're gonna use race and hide behind race and racial solidarity. That's too easy for these niggas. That's too easy for these folks. If you put intercultural dating, now you're gonna really get the folks that are really on. You just deal with black women no matter what they do. Exactly, Charles. But see, they can't do that. Yeah, only 6 hours. But again, when shit triggers folks, again, Smargo, that shit had like 6,000 comments and 12,000 shares. And this one had crazy shares too. If he puts this on Facebook, I mean, because like people are gonna be so emotional. So, and if you can tap into emotions, I mean, that'll spread like wildfire. But what kills me is motherfuckers are really out here like people are not having sex interracially, and black women, again, if you understand what BGS said about all these kids that are getting made outside of black men producing them, um black women are capping. Now a lot of them don't know, I'll be honest, but a lot of these motherfuckers are capping. And by the way, Kevin has already asked black women multiple times on when they call in, are you open, if you need a high value man, are you open to date now? So Kevin is not like one way with this. But let's go through some of the comments, because I only got like this shit about to go out. Do-do-do. Shawty Boom talk about walk away from that woman, not black women. Because, black women are going to play this. But most of these comments I went through, they're playing the some but not all game. They want to make it like, black women. Because what you're starting to see now is motherfuckers just starting to say that the stats that we're pulling from is false and incorrect. They're just trying to say the stats are not real at this point. I've seen a lot of that go on. That's what a lot of dudes are doing. That's a lot of women are doing. They're just in denial at this point. Let me see what Shawty said. That's why when she said to walk away from that woman, not black women. That's why she said it was. And what you also are gonna notice is in a lot of these comments, you're gonna notice that when black people get emotional, remember what I've always said, their IQ drops. So they start getting so emotional they can't comprehend what's being said. I went through these comments really like it took me like scrolling down a minute to come to be fair, a female to actually answer the damn question. But most of the dude, they all gonna have this trigger argument. You hear interracial, and they're gonna pretend like this shit ain't really happening. Tar goddess, exactly. Yeah. So in their eyes, it ain't that bad that you would walk away from a lot of black women. It's really, oh, it's who you're picking. It's who you're picking. It can't be whoever every if you got so many men saying the same shit, it can't be who everybody's picking. And by the way, why don't black women actually deal with that on their own? Well, of course, Cynthia G is going to say that because you got to remember, and I'm not trying to mention her, but once you get to a situation where you talk all that shit about black men and then you literally have a kid with the type of man you hate, literally the type of dude you've been railing against, what women just believe at this point, nothing matters. It's just say it, it's real. Say it, it's real. If you say it and hard enough, it's real. And that's how the black community works and runs, and that's why the black community is where it's at. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, you just see people saying the usual shit. Oh, you're tearing us apart. You're da da da. The same bullshit is not answering the question. He said at one point, and when you really ask him, most a lot of these people are saying never, 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 never. And I'm seeing a lot of black men never, never, never. I can never date outside. Think about what they're saying. They are saying they can't even have sex outside of their race. Other races don't think that way. Other races do not think. Even white men that it granted they may not be fucking black women, but then oh, I can only I can only just have sex with white women. That's not how motherfuckers think. One dude asked, "Why is it race based?" It is. It's the question. Um, Samora, it's sad that this is the question, but if they choose to leave, don't come back for healing when it doesn't work out. Don't come back for healing. Too cute to boot? Never. There are amazing black women out there. If there's a problem, maybe it's the ones you're dating. You can't classify an entire race of women based on a few bad apples. Few bad apples. I mean, you can see this is that denial, and what you're gonna see: denial, 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 and too many dudes fall into that. Yeah, because in their mind, like that, like that's how they are in their mind, and see a lot that healing shit that's projecting. I am shalaking. So sad this question was presented this way, tearing the black community apart. I bet you, and what Kevin should have said, and he would have took some heat for this. But look, he's got millions of subscribers. Who the fuck am I? But what Kevin should have said is she said, "Ask at what point should black women walk away from black men?" And I promise you, you wouldn't have got this same response. I promise, 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 promise. And he should have baited their ass and switched their ass. That's what he should have did. That way, you can clearly show the hypocrisy. But whatever. I'm backseat quarterbacking. Oh yeah, Kevin Samuels should have his own category on Clubhouse because they stay doing recurring clubhouses. I mean, these women. What I mean, honestly, what I consider those clubhouses, those are like group sessions. Those women are getting therapy over the shit they heard from Kevin. A black man is saying something, and they're just so emotionally scarred by a black man saying something that they don't know, and because he has X amount of social media following. Apparently for them it's credible, so they need to go get therapy. You know, Otherworldly says, in my opinion, never. I've been hurt by black men plenty of times, but I don't look at it as black men hurt me because I would never doubt outside my race. So I just keep moving. I don't blame all black men for black men to hurt me. Hey, maybe you should date outside your race. Have you considered it? That's what I'd ask her. Have you considered dating outside your race? Black men need to leave black women alone, like Joe Biden left Afghanistan. Yeah, that was funny to me. And quite frankly, it shouldn't even be when men answering this. There's too many men in here. The international fly girl. Black men walk away from black women means the end of of black people. I mean, hey, I know the PVGS wife says black men already have the world against them. The last thing they need is black women against them and doesn't appreciate him. Leave kings. Women have to compete to keep their place. I agree with that. And it's not about leaving, it's about a credible threat. Black women don't want to compete. It's a credible threat. A men have basic men you're supposed to, and by the way, there's a difference between having kids and sexual access. Andrea Palmer, walk away from any woman that doesn't respect you, is rude, not loving, selfish, not attractive to you mentally or physically. Absolutely, I agree with that. That's a woman that said it. Miss Amber, why give up on black women when black women don't give up on black men? I want to say it again. Miss Amber says, why give up on black women when black women don't give up on black men? Make better choices and find who suits you. Stop narrating before you get to know a woman. I mean, that's somebody that doesn't like and the thing that kind of pisses me off about a comment like that, the thing that pisses me off about a comment like that is the may be a nice person, but this lack of awareness about where black people are. See, people like to play like the gender war is just some bullshit on social media. You see this shit play out in literally every area of activity. And black people, like literally, it's very irresponsible for black people to really, the state of black relationships, the state of black men and black women from a relationship standpoint, everybody just wants to play the denial game. That's not helping nobody. It really isn't. Fairy thug, mother. What the fuck? Agent of chaos, discussion, confusion. These conversations are only driving us further apart that benefit no one but YouTube supremacists. And Ramil basically said she was a witch. Black women don't stop seeking out black men, even though many of us have been wronged or dragged through the mud by them. Just a thought, Kevin. We don't seek out other races to build our lives, family legacies with because we didn't make the right decision back in the day. I mean, like if that may be true for you personally, but is that really? Can you honestly tell me that's how? I mean, are you serious? Like again, these are emotions. This is not somebody actually thinking. This is why when you put interracial content on YouTube channels, it blows up because people are just going in their emotions. Never. We should never walk away from them. No other race would do this, which is actually not true. Shout out to Gail. Just stopping through. I'll watch the playback. Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate it, Gail. And make sure y'all hit the cash app and get the likes up. Mackenzie. Hold on. It better not be that B. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, yeah, you look like you deal with white men. 1 million followers, and this is what you're promoting. Black women essentially helped you get this following. This is rhetoric. This rhetoric is dangerous to the black community. It's really sad. Yeah, so it's crazy how black women love to take credit for shit. That's that gynocracy talking too, by the way. When these motherfuckers sit there and tell you, well, black women did this, the black women made you, they can break you. This tells you how they think. Cause you never really hear that shit in the reverse. You never really hear black men telling black women that like they made them. You don't hear that. You only hear that one way. And there's a reason for that. One Toa put, so here's the thing. Statistics show that no one is marrying black women, not white men, blah blah blah. By the way, shout out to Shang-Chi. That was a good movie. Not black men. But what black women expect us to swallow is that they are amazing. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I agree. Genesis. Not all black women are the same. I mean, come on. Y'all gotta start doing better than this. Just as not all women are the same. Question is too general. When should black man walk away from his woman? No, he asked the right question. You just can't handle it. We know all women aren't the same, which is why we use statistics. Y'all just want to say statistics are a lie. And that's denialism right there. That's that denial shit. The question should really be, at what point should women walk away from black men? That's funny. We endure so much and put forth so much to have reciprocity. If that, you can miss us with this bullshit question. Black women are the most resilient, loving, strong, yet the most disrespected and underprotected on the face of God's green earth. You should consider dating out. You definitely should. Let me see what those threads are looking like. Yeah, single mothers. How does this make it solely a woman's fault for her shortcomings in rearing of a child with without a man in the household to aid? A boy needs a. Let's be clear here. Women select your sexual selection is what makes it your fault, and this is what women don't want to. This is what women don't want to take accountability for their sexual selection. This is why I'm definitely for you all not having the ability to abort. Because if you all don't have the ability to abort, now you all can be honest about your inability to now you can blame men that you're choosing to impregnate you. Now you can do that. Cause y'all don't need the ability to abort if y'all gonna talk that shit. A lot of black women pride themselves on being strong and difficult. That's what caused some unnecessary problems of black. Absolutely. I couldn't date seriously outside my ways. I keep looking for a black woman to make a wife, even if I gotta go to Africa and get one, which seems highly likely. Exactly. But here's the thing you don't understand, dude. You're gonna be considered just as bad as dating interracially out. That's what you don't get. It's the same thing. That's a distinction without a difference. And of course, black women are gonna say never. I mean, why wouldn't they? This is Genesis, not yeah, like I don't understand why you would walk away from an entire race of women based on the actions of some. It's not some. And what this shows is this shows that black women, I'm done with they don't know. I'm done with that. They just want to be in denial and think you're gonna play with them. Black women don't make themselves available to black men typically because of their trauma with their fathers or masculine mothers. I mean, that's not true with the black men and fathers bullshit. That's not true. The argument is usually the black man wasn't there. Once black women start making themselves available and responding to black men in the way white, who most of the time fetishize black men, do, then black men wouldn't have to walk away. Well, first of all, black women fetishize black men just as much as white women do. In fact, I can make the argument they do it more, to be honest. And that's something that actually needs to be put on. Oh, we got a blue check mark. We got a blue check mark. Blue check mark Bugsy Hofa. Nah, you never walk away from black women. You may not get along with someone or a relationship may not work out. You do, however, depart from those relationships. Even so, if you find love, and see, that's what I'm saying, you're going to let niggas off the hook. That's why you got to do ADOS, not ADOS. Because this makes it too easy for them niggas to say you don't walk away from black women, but I bet you they not dating ADOS black women. That's the game they play. Lord Killmonger, too many good black women out here. This ain't giving what you think it is, Samuels. Oh, this is funny. Hair dot talk. it's really sad to see how the majority of black women are today. Oh, I really had no idea it was so bad because the black women in the community of people I am in are all wives and moms and married to black men. Very few. But my thing is, so what? Like that's crazy to me because you see what's in the media. You think all that shit is fake. You see what these women are doing in the media. What the fuck? Like y'all really that shit kills me. CEO vibe. At the point he is so insecure, he's self sabotaging, irresponsible, and doesn't agree with her reaction from the disappointment. Because, this is clearly everything's a man's fault comment. Oh, VS Style Vault. If they've jumped on your bandwagon, it's because they already hated black women. So please do walk away. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna say this. If black men hated black if black women men felt if black men felt about black women like black women feel about black men, y'all be dead. Motherfuckers will be beating the shit out of y'all all the time. I don't think black women really understand what hate is. You don't deal with somebody you hate. That's not how that works. And this is coming from a black man that doesn't like women, especially black women. That's rich, yeah, because he's only been married to two black women and he only has a black daughter. But fuck it, whatever. I guess Glendon hates black women too, even though he married a black woman and has black kids. But it doesn't matter. Do people ask white, Hispanic, Asian men this question? Who says you have to walk away from all black women? Just walk away from the toxic woman in general. And the same for women. Hell, you got men that are talking about walking away from women in the United States, regardless of race. Like this is what you're seeing is you're starting to see this get to the blue pill world and they can't emotionally handle this shit. Kevin is getting you all fired up Tuesday. Haha, that's funny. These motherfuckers gonna be mad on Labor Day all because of a fucking post. Do black men who date or marry white women consider their daughters black? Y'all do. For some reason, y'all consider mixed women black. And also, why does it have to be white women? Like, why do y'all automatically go to white women? That kills me. Why do y'all automatically go to white women? This is the same toxic cycle as to why black men walked away from your black mothers. Sick and sad. So many black men mothers raised them and still traumatized, continuing this cycle because they daddy left a mama for a white woman. Yeah, because every black man left a black woman for a white woman. When will black men ever value black women? Like she really thought she was saying something. Like it's funny coming to some of these women, these motherfuckers' profiles, because they be having like this bitch nothing but weave. Like this is like weave in Sandal City. Weave in Sandal City. Like y'all kill me with this. I'll never give up on black women. Well, some dudes ain't giving up on black women. They're hedging their bets. Never. Nobody, man or woman, should ever walk away from their own community. What community? And like I said, these people have never thought about this stuff because they don't have it. This is why like the community's on autopilot. By age 25, if he has not found a woman suitable, try another race, but date you have to in order to find the right one. And give her credit. This is a reasonable argument. It's a reasonable argument. Usually you hear shit that they already dating out though, so of course they're gonna be reasonable, but we don't know. We don't know. So I'll take it at face value. One should date whomever who wants to. Absolutely. They should date who they want to date. Lover Ray. Damn, Massa has really turned the black men and women against each other. No, Massa convinced black women they were a feminist. Big mad the Fisher keep working people learn. Absolutely. I appreciate that. Nah, Massa has convinced black women that they're better than black men. That's where the problem is. Theo, shout out to Theo. Dating out is wonderful. Kevin trying to get that fresh and fit hatred, that fresh and fit energy. T. Williams, I'm glad I moved to Asia. Whenever he wants to the fuck, yeah, shout out to Brill. Reasonable. At this point, yes. And a lot of this too is women don't feel like they should compete. So are all these black men's mothers horrible? Like why? Like here's the thing. My mom could be great. Like why my mom, like our mothers are from a different generation. Our mothers are different. My mom's 60. What does my mom have to do with you, with millennial women and zillennial women? That makes no fucking sense. But see, again, you're supposed to look at black women through the eyes of your mother because these hoes want to say they're your mama. That's insane to me. And like me personally, I'm like, yo, my mom don't even like women like that. So like y'all don't like, what are you talking about? Some of our mothers red pilled us from the jump. But see, we ain't supposed to talk about that. So all these black men's mothers horrible. Is Kevin's mother horrible? Kevin's talked about his mom. He said his mom was a piece of work, but in the end, she got right and got with a dude, and he was happy she lived. She had good years with him. It's Are the women in the families of these black men horrible, and the daughters that these black men produce horrible as well? Well, we're not we have a different no. Oh my god, I need Black Hulu for this shit. If all these women are so horrible, does the black man ever have any accountability or character flaws of their own? Just asking, because the narrative seems to always be about let's degrade and demonize black women, which is insane coming from black people. Has society really brainwashed so many people into believing that all women of one race are horrible? This mentality is worse than the slave mentality SMH just said. That comes from Antonia Insane. That comes from Antonia _ K. I'm here all night. The _ Dominique writes, at no point, just like don't give up on y'all, and I changed myself to attract different men. Maybe you should give up on black men and date out. Dalee writes, any woman who say they don't need men should be given up on. Men want to be needed. That can be anywhere. You're absolutely right. Yeah, really, black men should give up on black women once they start popularizing. Then I'm strong, independent, don't need no man. That's when we should have bounced. I bet he's absolutely spot on with that. And I think that's one of the biggest failures. We could have eliminated a lot of this bullshit if they saw that we were willing to pop quick. They would have walked that shit back fast. Pretty Queen 16. See, what they really tripping about is they starting to realize that the top like 20% or 25% of economic currency, genetic currency, black men, there's a market for that. That's what they really worried about. And so a lot of women are setting the tone. As a black woman, just like how black men fight to be better men, we need to fight to be better women and wife. Well, a lot of black women saying they don't even want to be married. As black women, in order to be happy and married, we need to be better for our men. I will hold my women accountable because 80% divorce rate is ridiculous. Appreciate Pretty Queen. It's a good comment. Goddess Crystal Love, no points. Date who you want, no matter what ethnic background, but to no way from your ethnic roots is purely immoral. If he doesn't want to be black, then just say that. Well, here's the issue. The issue is intercultural dating, and this is why I wish he would have said it from an intercultural dating perspective, because that would have really put a lot of these motherfuckers in a vice grip. So unfortunately, my iPad is ran out of juice, so I can't go through any more comments. But that's the preview. If y'all want more comments, feel free to go on Kevin's post and go in there and do some work, have some fun, you'll help Kevin out with some engagement on Instagram. He does have 1 million followers on Instagram. I'm sure that you'll get the Derek Jacksons and the usual motherfuckers talking shit, because that's what you do, and that's great marketing. Hey, I need 2 iPads. Shit. How iPads are with energy. Let's see. I was actually watching the last 2 episodes of Rick and Morty, and I was actually in the middle of American Horror Story episode, which I gotta finish. Yeah, Theo, donate so I can get you. Oh shit. No, but shout out to Theo. Shout out to Theo for that $100, $105 super chat he gave a couple days ago. You gave that on the last day of the month, so that's gonna show up this month. So you looked out. Last day of the pay period. Don't worry though, your money's going to a good cause, because I'm about to start adding music, so it's gonna be live stream for the music. Y'all gonna start seeing some fruits of y'all giving me this money. I've been going to shout out to Kirk Nugent, man, black dude, live stream master. Bitter truth. Basically Kevin did a post on his Instagram, because he's back from vacation, and he said, at what point should black men walk away from black women? And he gives the disclaimer saying, answer the question, this is not trolling or to be provocative. And basically that post has eight like 500 comments, and it's got 8,800 likes, and it's only been around for 8 hours or 6 hours. Now keep in mind that Kevin has 1 million followers, so I mean that's not. I mean, he should be getting that. Honestly, he should be getting more, because he organically built his shit. That's on Instagram. So you know how black people are with the racial shit. Bitter, they lose their minds. Black men and black women, and these women are triggered. They're also, and some, and to be fair, I read about 3 of them that had some poignant comments. But it's all sort of, you're tearing us apart. Black women made you. That bullshit. Basically black men should never leave black women. And like I said, I wish he would have asked it in reverse. I wish he would have, to catch their ass in hypocrisy, but whatever. Shout out to Nick Taylor. He said, Nick Taylor. No, I'm not gonna lie, yo. Like, I'm an Android user for my phone, but when it comes to iPads, like, yo, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Now, to be fair, I do have I have a Surface tablet, but that shit's old. That's like a 2014. And I got that. Let me tell you what the fuck I did with this tablet. Look at what the fuck I did with this tablet. So literally, I like swung my iPad, and my iPad hit it. Now, granted, this still works, but it doesn't work like, clearly the touchscreen is busted. I'm mad as fuck, because I love this thing. And I actually got this for free from my brother. This nigga said Evolve. Cardi B is defending. No, Cardi B is not defending Mercedes more. Cardi B is defending her brand. And there's a lot of layers to that shit. Like, on the Mercedes more front, Cardi, this is what I don't like about. Look, I get it, it's entertainment, but the thing that makes Cardi B particularly full of shit is, she's actually, shout out to Beyonce with the 40. She's 40. Wow, man, we're getting old. But anyway, Cardi B, she does live that life, but Cardi B ain't living that life like that. Now she got money. So it's one of those things that she did what she had in her mind, what she had to do, and she's selling that life to younger women, and these women are now trying to follow her model to make easy money. And then you got shit like what happened to Mercedes Moore, because I'm sorry, there is no protect. Well, I'll say this first. I agree completely with David Carroll that she was selling pussy. People ain't trying to say that because, granted, they got money. Look, man, and I'm gonna say this right now. When you look at people like O'Shea, you look at people like Poor Man's Podcast, any of these guys are getting real money out of YouTube. Who the fuck am I to sit there and be like, well, y'all need to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth? I mean, they're covering the story. That's it. Even David Carroll said he ain't gonna talk about that unless the rabbit hole, which means he's gonna put that on the Avengers channel. These motherfuckers are getting some real money out of YouTube. They getting real AdSense money. So, and they got Patreon. So if they want to keep it real, shit, you heard what Theo said as far as Fresh and Fit, as far as they keep it real for Patreon. And that's what you got to do. So who am I? And some people work their Patreons harder than others. So who am I to tell them what they should be putting out? But shit, I can say it. My channel ain't shit. Look, she was selling pussy. You ain't gonna tell me she wasn't doing that. And even her father and David Carroll was right about her dad. Like, you ain't gonna tell me she wasn't selling pussy. You are not gonna tell me that. And when you're dealing with dudes that they don't look, when there is nothing you can do to somebody that's willing to kill themselves. Somebody that's willing to kill themselves after they kill you, there's a law that can handle that. There is no honestly, there's no restraining order can handle that. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. Like, I won't say, well, other than you get them first, but you know how these situations organize. There's nothing you can, like, so there's nobody that can protect you, like, because that's a kamikaze at that point. And you got these women, they don't know how to be nothing else. They don't know how to grow up out of that bullshit. Because and to be fair, this is how drug dealers used to be. They can't get out of it. The difference is, though, they'll help you get out of it by putting your ass in jail. But ultimately, and then people talk about, oh, well, y'all, like, man, y'all, first of all, you lionizing her ain't gonna help. This chick didn't have no legacy. At the end of the day, she lived that life. It is what it is. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So you're not helping other women by trying to lionize her and act like, what she did was like the thing to do, because these other girls are going to wind up. It's the same thing with the BB. It's the same thing with the women that died from like having their asses augmented or titties augmented, or the women that they didn't die but their bodies are fucked up. You're not helping them by making them seem like victims. I'm not saying you sit there and you beat up on them and kick them while they're down, but that is a lesson that these other women need to learn. And what do you see now? This shit is worse. The women are going, the same women that said that men are lame for going overseas. These women are going to these same dangerous situations. The same women that tell you you're lame for going overseas. Even let's say you buying pussy on some slum shit. You're lame for that, right? But they're not lame. But you don't see the same women or women that would say that are not shaming these women for going to the DR and going getting these like underground ass treatments. They're not going to professionals. They're not working hard, sucking on the right dick long enough to get the good money, to get a good augmentation. No, what they're doing is they're finding supposed cheat codes, scarring their ass up at best, and at worst setting themselves on a collision course with death. Or the wall early. And now you're gonna start. Remember, we're out of 2010. So just like you saw Anna Montana, you're gonna see some of these women like that shit, like all those augmentations are not gonna age well. It's not. It's not. It's not. And so you're not helping people by doing that. But if they want to do that, let them do that. If they want to sit there and act like she's a victim and it's a one-off, then that's on them, man. These are grown women making grown ass decisions, and black and men need to stop trying to say, you can't save a feral and a cat. You can't. Don't be like these white bitches trying to save these feral kittens and shit. It's YouTube videos I watch every once in a while. You see these feral cats and these white women want to, mess with them and, be rescue shelters, and they'll grab them by the back of the neck in order to calm their ass down. And it takes a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two, when they finally start acting. Look at their kittens. These women are not young. Stop treat. They're feral, and you need to start and you gonna get big. They talk about Anna Montana might be the baby mama Lamella like on LeAngela Ball. Y'all gonna be stupid. Verified, like it or not, this is a real and current conversation, not trolling, provocative. Ladies, at what point should black men walk away from black women? Yeah, that was the question. And what they really want to say is they want to say, Theo, don't talk about it. If you're gonna do it, just don't say nothing, which actually isn't true either. But even to that extent, like that, like we just want to keep the lie going. So black men, so we want to, preserve as many of the black men that are idiots as possible. No, we're not gonna do that. Don't get hung up in the it depends type of thinking instead. Well, you already know people can't answer that question. It's too much emotion in it that they bring into it. Yeah, they trying to put up a front, but that I thought that was interesting how her parents were reacting. Yeah, because we all know, and it's not just women but men too. When black people get into a mode where you can't be told shit, like that is what it is, and people love to try to pretend like that's not what's going on. They like to act like, no, you're not gonna act like you didn't go into this mode where people told you and you did what the fuck you wanted to do. You don't just get to come back from that. Because what's to stop you from doing that again? No. Bitter Truth said I smell simping. Angela C says I hate that Cardi B character. I hate that black women embrace her like they do. And I know somebody I was talking to a YouTuber today and they were talking about how black men, yeah, black men do too. Black men are dumb. But ain't nobody arguing that black men are not dumb. We know black men are dumb. I mean, Bitter Truth was talking about motherfuckers slumming on the other day. I was saying, like, I get your message, you're preaching to the wrong choir. Yep, blame is on your plate. That angel chick from a while back, Nicki Minaj. Yeah. Black and yeah, like and black men have and Nicki Minaj has gotten plenty of pass because she's taking plenty of Ado's digs. To be honest with you, I don't know. I didn't hear the whole thing, but at the end of the day, you know, we know where the logic is. I mean, a lot of these women, they what they're doing is they're arguing from an emotional standpoint. They're arguing. This is what women think. Women think that if they just get angry, aloud, and emotionally unhinged enough, that men are gonna recognize. And this does work on most black men. Men are gonna feel what they're going through and then adjust what they're doing. They expect to lead men with their emotional disposition. So they don't really most women like that don't work well with men that don't give a fuck about their emotions. So they just start getting louder and more and faster and more intense. So when you saw that situation, she knew she didn't have all the cards, but you just supposed to go with it. And there's too many dudes that do that. Well, I've heard David Carroll has said that too. David Carroll has said black women don't abort mixed kids. They only abort black men's kids. And honestly, and what do you say to that? What do you say to that? And that tells you everything about. So what that tells you is black women are making decisions on sexual selection. They are making decisions. This ain't just some shit where they get an abortion because they need to still live their life. So, but motherfuckers are gonna lie, and then and here's the issue. Issue is the women can go along with it as much as they can. You know why? Because the dudes they need to believe it. The dudes need to believe it, and because they have such a deep need to believe it, they're just in deep denial. They're in deep denial to the point where you can't even deal with most of these niggas anymore because they just get completely emotional, and when you just can't deal. No, this is on my YouTube because my phone doesn't is not working with StreamYard. So I'm doing direct to YouTube live bitter. Otherwise I would bring you up. Well, I was on BGS's stream. Well, I mean, bitter, the problem, bitter. If we're talking about the same thing, because I was on the stream, the issue is like, when we talk about the mattress thing, most of these niggas are not doing that now. And I wouldn't, and some of them, there's a couple of them that doing it. I wasn't doing that. I did that like once or twice. That's not some shit that like I was consistently doing. But yeah, a lot of black men, they have zero standards for black women. And that's true because and this is why I keep telling you, black men are led by black women. And see, when you hear these arguments about, but I'm not saying you have to hop, but you hear these things about, well, I'll never leave black women. They're not just talking about having children; they're talking about having sex. They can't even think about having sex with any other bitch but a black woman. And if you really come down to it, a lot of these niggas won't even deal with non-ADOS black women. That's how like loyal they are. And so when you understand what's going on and you see it like at that point, shit, why would they change? And most black men are matriarchal. Well, black excellence, I mean, that doesn't surprise me. They don't. Because again, that they a lot of these black women hate being black. They have a deep self-hatred. So that makes perfect sense. This is why black excellence, when they talk that shit about colorism, I know what they're capping. So this isn't surprising. He may, and I'm not saying he didn't catch it, he may not have wanted to go deep into it. Because the obvious answer would be, okay, so why would black men even be with women that hate themselves to that level? Because the truth is, I'm telling you right now, black men are never like that type of self-hatred and anger, black men can't fix. You can't fix that. The best thing you can do is wash your hands of that. And I'm not saying all black women, but what I'm saying is when you're like in that mode, that you can't be pulled out of that mode once you get in that mode. You're like a kamikaze, and anybody wants to deal with you is gonna get blown up one way or the other. But then you got these dudes that they want to volunteer because they believe that their manhood is predicated on saving a bitch. Because you know why they want to save their mama. Usually because think about it, most black men are not going to deal with females that this is why they always use their mom. Their mom is like, oh well, you love your mom, right? You love your mama, a black woman, right? Because what they're really invoking is they're really saying, they know black men are not gonna have like a black mom that's like on some real shit, like on some like a judge type black mom, and then they go get with like a ratchet bitch. Like that's what they stick with. Like you don't, if you look at it, you typically don't go from a Claire Huxtable black mother to like this ratchet, like from like a Tommy Lee type. That's not how that works. Now, women may do that shit because women are on some rebellious shit. And they're not looking at the utilitarian value of their partner. Men don't really think that way. So usually when you deal with dudes and they're dealing with like Tommy Lee types, like Diesel types, their mom was typically probably like that to a certain extent. Black men are actually not making as many mixed kids as black women are, ironically. And so because you got to remember the ability for black men to access interracially is still relatively new. Women have never had that barrier, and folks forget that. My answer is not to walk away. My answer is my there's a difference between walking away and expanding your options. Walking away basically means that you're just not dealing with black women no more. My thing is you expand your number one, recognize the sexual access is different between genetic legacy. And you only need one female to actually have a kid with versus you having sexual access. That's my thing. And the other side, but the problem is black people can't like separate that, and that's mainly because you are socialized to be in a gynocracy. You were socialized. This is why black men are taught to feel guilty fucking another woman, even if you don't intend on having kids with them. Angela, yeah, like go ask BGS. Go ask BGS because number one, Angela, black women are fucking non-black men in much bigger rates than what is generally openly discussed. So that's number one. Or non-black men. That's number one. This argument that black women are so loyal, that's not true. That's not true at all. That's just some shit that's projected. The problem is these dudes are fucking black women, but they're not really keeping black women. That's where the issue comes. So it helps the lie. Yeah. And so the idea, so they remix it in a loyalty when that's not really what's going on. They try to remix it in we're loyal to keep you in. And it's just because people don't make a fuss about it when black women date out because black men are not sexually intimidated by non-black men. So we really I mean you see some dudes say something, right? But it ain't like these like supernovas. Like if you see a black female celebrity that's with a white man, it's not it's like okay, oh wow, oh, whatever. But that's it. Black men at best are gonna roll their eyes and let it go. Now, Serena got more pushback because two things. One is these motherfuckers call her all for monkeys and ape, and you got with the same motherfucker that created the website that did that. And she played the black white men treat me better bullshit. But most people didn't give a fuck about Venus dating out because Venus was quiet about it. But when women date out, nobody cares. They don't. But when men date out, women want to make it like, they go supernova. And they get emotionally triggered. And people need to stop fronting like that does not happen. And the reason why men don't get triggered is because women dating white men doesn't mean that black men are gonna be locked out the pussy market, even from black women. Black women have been having me to it absolutely, and that's another thing, BGS. That a lot of black people don't. If you look at how the white DNA got introduced into your family, it's never by proxy of a black man and white woman. It's always a white man somewhere. Why is that? But see, we just not supposed to talk about that. We supposed to just act like that ain't what's going on. You know, we just supposed to play like um and people will say, well, what about loving? That's marriage. That ain't necessarily fucking. But we just supposed to play along. And see, too many dudes are playing. See, too many dudes play this I'm a play along game with black women because I need to preserve the race. Where the women are just completely on I'm on some independent shit. That doesn't work that way. What up, Xander? Make sure y'all support the Cash App. Y'all know what it is. $ Allen 100K ALLEN 100K. Yeah, it's just black men don't cry about it. And then black women are always saying this bullshit. Well, you can date outside your race, but just don't talk about it. Just don't bash black women. Da 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 da. As if that's the only issue. No, that's not. Hell, they almost went after Michael B. Jordan before he got with Lori Harvey just because they saw him with a white bitch. Like motherfuckers, shit. Mike Coulter, Wendy Williams outed him being with a white chick. Like they no, that's bullshit. And women, and I'm like, y'all need, I'm not Angela, but I'm just saying, women need to be honest about that and stop trying to act like y'all don't care. I'll never forget, it was an episode, something on Oprah Network, where it was this feminist thing, and then they asked black women, are you open to dating now? Like, damn near every black woman raised their fucking hand. Like, I don't even know why motherfuckers out here fronting. And that's a big problem. And then, so when people they try to emotionally overwhelm you by saying, "Oh, I just can't believe you're bringing this." I'm like, get the fuck out of here. The same motherfuckers that they're sitting there aborting like insane numbers of abortions are the same people out here trying to talk about preserving a race. Yeah, but anyway, make sure y'all check out that post because that post was interesting. I think it's going to get more interesting because I'm sure you'll have other people, they're going to white knight with it. They're going to use that post, clear their undying love to black women. Motherfuckers be straight bullshit. Yeah, I got 200. Make sure y'all, if y'all are new here, make sure you all subscribe. Sorry, I would have made it a panel. I got to deal with the job tomorrow, so I mean, they always saying that. Again, you can't take nothing black women say seriously when it comes to interracial dating. I mean, remember, these are the same. A lot of these people supported Crystal and Kerrison either directly or indirectly with the like. You can't say not like you can't take like I don't even pay attention to a lot of what they say other than entertainment value. Like why what I'm playing to y'all because I'm not even mad at them for saying it because of course they're gonna say that it's called sexual politicking. They're obviously they're gonna sexually politic. That's all they know how to do. Well, you got to go to Kevin Samuels' Instagram page. This is his most recent Instagram post. So just go to Kevin Samuels' Instagram post. It's there. Well, yeah, it depends at Edward Davis because if you in the West Coast and you deal with like you gotta remember, man, a lot of that sexual politics can get real tribal. And they expect this loyalty, and I'm like, yo, this is what I tell the pro blacks all the time. I'm like, y'all gotta like it don't I even said that I had Theo on. I said that to Theo. I said, well, a lot of these white dudes don't understand because Theo want to play the we need to talk bullshit. And I'm like, yo, you got Donovan Sharp over there, you got Coach Greg Adams over there. It's plenty of black men they can talk to that understands both sides. You got black men over there that can speak, they can definitely speak from what our perspectives are. A lot of these white dudes don't really want to hear that. I'm talking about the people that actually can move the stuff. They want to hear their narrative and they want us to get up under their shit. It's kind of like um we're I'll say we're Pixar. We're really successful. I won't say we're Marvel. We're really successful. They want us to get under the Disney brand. That's what they really want. That's what they really want. And but to the extent, I told Theo, I said, look, if white men would not allow the powers that be, this ain't all white men, but we're talking the powers that be wanting to let black men get wrecked like that, then most black men still do deal with black women, but it would even be a lot more hyper focused than what it is now. So if you see like these guys that are like 6'4", 6 foot, or whatever that are spilling out, it's because y'all let black women be so fucked up. And now, to the extent now, because y'all they let black women be so fucked up, now their women are starting to be fucked up, and they don't know what to do. It's on some Dark Knight Rises shit. They don't know what to do. And they don't understand that, or they understand that they want to act like they don't. That, the elite is allowing that to happen because the elite is just thinking on a different scale. They're doing that to them because they're not race first. They're controlling the class because they already got, for the most part, the race part under control. Well, other than the Chinese. Shout out to Shang-Chi. That was really good. Absolutely. And I say don't go red pill for black women to only remain blue pill for non-black women. That's why I keep saying there is no one size fits all solution. But at the end of the day, man, nobody disrespects black men more than black women. And that should not be the case. I would love to ask a black woman that. Who you think disrespects black women more black men more than black women? Really? Shout out to Xander with a Z for a $5 super chat. I said it before, and I'll say it again. There is a large sector of black women that think things will go back to normal, or they're delusional. And I've told BGS this. BGS says that black women are hard headed until their survival is threatened. Well, BGS is older than me, but I still stand by my guns that I believe. Now, what you're starting to see, that don't necessarily mean they're going to come back to men. You're starting to see them form these kinship networks, which, by the way, is not going to work. It's not going to work because because at that point, you're going to have to pay for things that other women get for free because, again, you haven't fostered those relationships. So that's not going to work either, to be honest with you. And then you got to understand that women don't get along either. So men serve as certain mediators. But I think a lot of women are they're going to lose it. They're going to crack. No, I'm talking about woman wise. When I say they have rate, they have the class, they have black people in like this underclass bullshit because the women are a buffer class. And this is why, the marriage argument is such bullshit because marriage is not, you cannot solve this problem you can't just force people together that don't like each other and call it marriage and think that shit's gonna work. We have it's not marriage's fault. It's the culture issue, degradation. That doesn't work. And people are trying to present marriage as a solution. And then you're trying to present marriage as a solution where you're living in a situation where I'd argue the majority of your women don't want to get married. The majority of your women don't want to get married. You got women that are like fives and fours thinking they deserve a 7, 8, or 9 man. That doesn't work that way. And a lot of these guys are in denial too. Now, if you want to offer as an individual solution, fine. Fine. But if you want to offer that as a community, so we need to put more families together. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. So why is it? So let's go deeper into why that's not happening. Why is it? No, you got a situation. Your women don't want to get married unless you can make sure. Well, every nigga need to make 6 figures. Yeah, because you can show me anywhere where that's happened before. This is insane. And that's a part of being in denial too. That's a part of having like a circular argument just because it sounds good, but that's not really solution oriented. But see here, it's YouTube. So in YouTube is built around circular arguments. that don't really go nowhere, but it sounds good because you're speaking to people from an emotional standpoint. People are feeling what you say and not really hearing what you say. I wouldn't even pump, nigga. I'm gonna tell you right now. Who is it said that? Somebody said pump and dump. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I wouldn't pump and dump a fee. I would not pump and dump a female that gives you a hey big head text. I wouldn't. In my personal opinion, because I'm gonna keep it real with you. Y'all start pumping these chicks and dumping these chicks. These chicks are gonna start doing the reverse of what that Anna Montana chick or that say they're gonna start killing y'all. I'm telling you that right now. When these women get desperate, Dorsey talks about this. When people get in the survival mode, they can do anything, and these women don't have a sense of consequences. So if they get desperate like that, man, y'all playing a dangerous game. I'm telling you that right now. Y'all playing a dangerous game. Y'all think I'm playing. I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all are playing a dangerous game. And y'all think, especially when y'all gotta really understand something. We've been socialized not to hit women. So in many ways, black men have been socialized not to defend themselves. You've heard Smurgo come up here and all these dudes come up here talking about they done been hit with 4x4s and shit. And these are younger dudes. You really think if that bitch ain't desperate, she ain't gonna do something? You really think these women ain't gonna put something in your drink? Think about it. Cardi B said she used to drug dudes and she's still making music. You think these women didn't hear that shit? Shout out to bartender. I respect your commentary. I don't negotiate chairs. Yeah. I mean, you can have that one already did one. Well, yeah, I'm telling you now because I mean, you playing Russian roulette, so obviously it's only one bullet in 8 chambers. But I'm just letting you know, man. I'm not even telling you what to do. I'm just saying be careful. Like you gonna do some shit like that, don't bring them to your house. You better work out with them Indians in that motel or something. But y'all be bringing these motherfuckers to your house, so cause think about it. If y'all living well and you bring them to your house, and then they Glendon talked about a female. Let me tell you a story. Glendon, shout out to Glendon on that The Lost Kings YouTube channel. That's that new YouTube channel. Don't go over there and be stupid if you gonna go over there. But he was talking about how one of the women he's dealing with, she's doing really white women doing really great things. Her own e-commerce stuff, real estate in Mexico, making 6 figures on a job, doing really killer stuff, right? But she's busy. So, it works for them though. And this is one of like multiple women he's dealing with. They all know each other, whatever. My point is, she had a woman, because she's bisexual, she had a woman come to her condo, and then this woman comes with a briefcase. This is a white woman. This woman comes with like a briefcase saying, "Oh, I thought, I'd move in." And then she said she had to tackle this bitch because this bitch was throwing shit at her. This bitch lost her everlasting fucking mind because she said, "You're not moving in with me. I don't know where you got that from." And luckily she was fit so she could do that. But that's white women. So we already know the age old rule: when white people got the flu, when white people got a cold, black people got the flu. Now it's if white people got the flu, black people got COVID. And so you really think black women, when they get in a survival mode, a lot of these hoes that ain't got fathers, or they fathers ain't making money like that, or their fathers might be dead tired of their ass, or their mothers, like, don't believe that after that kinship bullshit is gonna work. That shit's not gonna work. That's not gonna work like 100%. Because you got a lot of lazy bitches that don't want to do shit. They want to talk about they grown. These chicks have been hoeing since they're in high school. And so they not used to the prices dropping like that. That's why they almost lost their damn minds when that. Oh, yo, that OnlyFans shit was probably the best thing ever happened to them. And real talk, I wouldn't be surprised if they said, "Look, man, it's gonna be more motherfuckers coming to this OnlyFans shit. Y'all need to chill out." You got hoes on the internet talk about witchcraft now. Yeah, black excellence, it does disappear when you're dealing with non-black men because it was never about that. And y'all are going along with that shit like, oh yeah, man, you gotta really be a man. Look at the type of motherfuckers they deal with when they deal in non-black. That tells you, that's why I keep telling y'all, black women fetishize black men more than other races do in many ways. They really do. And you got niggas that are, you got black men that are really going along with that. And that's why I'm saying, why are y'all allowing them to lead you? Yeah, and y'all and any dude out here that thinks, oh, if I'm gonna, like, black men are really out here believing that if I show undying loyalty to black women, that the black women are on this feminism shit are just gonna let that go. Why would they? They've been socialized to be this way at this point. They have been told by their grandmothers and their mothers that you ain't shit and to not be trusted. You really think there's anything you can do to convince them as a collective to not to come off that shit? Shit. And even if, man, please. Anyway, y'all, like I said, if y'all are new, make sure y'all subscribe. Um, and check out that post on Kevin Samuels, and it's great. Dudes think, let's see, yeah, you can alpha black women in a submission. Nah, Ray said I'm late on that. Not really. No, I'm not late on the witchcraft thing. I've talked about it before. I'm just bringing it up now. See, Edward Davis didn't know. Matt didn't know. Yes. Women, there's women on YouTube. Man, shit, go to it's this channel called AAYE. I'll share it. Bitch talking about, I know he loves me if he eats me out while I'm on my period. These women are off the goddamn chains right now. And that's the level of, like, a lot of these women are falling into mental illness, like, for real. And a lot of what you seeing, you can't even, like, there's some things like Kevin, the post before this one was a woman that basically got outside the window of the car and started pissing. A lot of these women, I'm not even gonna put that on all black women. A lot of these women are falling in a mental illness. They're cracking, yo. They're cracking. They're cracking. And y'all niggas are out here and you never know. Trust me, I know what that wicked shit is. I have dated a bitch that's on that shit. And I'm gonna tell you something, nigga. Y'all out here, like, y'all are very vulnerable. Y'all are very vulnerable to these chicks. So do not be slumming. I'm telling you, that's what bitter truth was not all the way wrong. Y'all need to stop slumming it with these chicks. These bitches that ain't got nothing to lose. Psh, y'all gonna play. Y'all gonna play. I'm telling you now. Y'all gonna play with these chicks, these older chicks too. You stop playing. I'm not telling y'all to go MGTOW, but y'all need to have y'all mind's eye open. Y'all need to have y'all mind's eye open. Another thing too, and I gotta say this, y'all need, like, if y'all are not, if hopefully y'all are smart and y'all are not doing this, don't overly show your money. Don't overly show the money you got. I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't even bring bitches to the house. I don't give a fuck if you in your own place eat anyway. Don't do it. Because when they get desperate and they realize y'all not coming off of no money, they gonna start robbing. They go and it ain't gonna be just them. They gonna start setting your ass up. They not gonna care. They gonna pull the niggified Oceans 14 on your ass. Well, bitter truth, they want to reserve their right to slum. That's the thing. They want to reserve their right to slum. I'm 34 years old. I'm not doing that shit. Are you serious? But they got a right to do what they want to do. Now, I'm gonna, at the end of the day, I can put out what I'm gonna put out, but motherfuckers gonna do what they want to do. Just don't act like you were never told. Just like how it's a big deal, motherfuckers are bullshitting and slumming it, fucking because fucking fat bitches and slumming it in Colombia now. Niggas are just going from place to place, and these are the dusty. I'm gonna start calling them the JV team. They're going over there slumming it, and they're getting robbed because they're dumb. And we told y'all, we told them. I'm talking about from somebody that's pro travel. I said, y'all need to stop coming from New York, coming from these fucking cities where y'all can't throw money around over there. So y'all think y'all gonna go overseas and y'all don't understand where the fuck you at. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you're in Europe. When you're outside of your country, you are outside of your comfort zone. If you're moving like an idiot, they doing shit they wouldn't like. My thing is you, so you'll go to Colombia and start throwing money around. Would you do that shit in the hood? No. Why? Because you know you'll get robbed. So why do you act like going overseas is anything different? And they're smart because they're not killing them, they're just robbing their ass. And you got niggas living nigga-fied fantasies. And this is not a dig at Passport Bros, because Aaron Ferris runs a tight ship and stuff like that. But we're talking about the dusty niggas that are not even really in our groups. The dusty niggas that like niggas be 40 years old, you know, wanting to fly out. And it's like, look, I'm not judging you for that, but there's a right way to do shit. And I'm like, yo, it's one thing to fly out and get some pussy. It's another thing for you to want to live a nigga-fied fantasy that you seeing on hip hop. Why are you doing that? And that's why, like, what a lot of us are talking about is motherfuckers are gonna stop giving everybody all the spots. They're gonna leave a couple. Like Colombia's already out there, so hopefully that shit can be preserved. But motherfuckers are gonna stop telling motherfuckers shit because unless y'all pay, because a lot of niggas can't handle it. What we're starting to see is niggas cannot handle it. They can't. Y'all like dudes will sit there, and here's the thing that kills me. And shout out to One Master Teacher. Motherfuckers will literally go out there and start dating the same kind of slob fat bitches that they would deal with in the United States. Because a lot of y'all niggas got mental illness on that shit. Yeah, another thing is y'all keep fucking with those damn apps. But I'm telling you, that mental illness is real with these chicks. Hold on, got a cash app. Shout out to Mr. Holiday for the $10. I appreciate that. Anyway, I gotta go to sleep. So I'll catch y'all later, but we'll see where that post goes, and I may do a live stream. Yeah, they are passport pookies. They are exactly that. Passport fucking pookies. Yeah, but ain't nobody about to be giving y'all the F. People starting to learn that. Like, we gonna have to start making motherfuckers pay because y'all not gonna be doing that. Yeah, how many of y'all saw that Shang-Chi? How many of y'all saw that Shang-Chi? Press one if y'all saw Shang-Chi. Man, I wish somebody would tell me I need to stop traveling and save the community. I tell them, man, kick fucking rocks. Fix that bitch, then come talk to me. Niggas talking about niggas. Damn, man, them recovery hours ain't no joke. It was, and like I got, real talk. I know we got some Asians with some of these Asians be on that bullshit, but I give Marvel a lot of credit for how they did it. I didn't know Aquafina used to do a black accent though, but I gotta look into that. But what I will say is they did a good job. That movie does deserve to make a lot of money, and I don't see why China wouldn't promote it. Honestly, there's really no reason China wouldn't promote it. To be honest with you, and it was a good movie. It was a good movie. It was it was a good movie, and I saw it in the movies, and that was the first movie. It's an interesting experience because that's literally like the first movie I've probably seen in like a year. Actually, I would probably say a year and a half. That's the first movie I've seen, and so yeah. I mean, y'all need to stop communism, communism. I mean, whatever, man. China. Well, it's not even about. I'm not even like an anti like help the community, but I'm not gonna sit here and be on some help the community when when women are clearly on some I'm on my own shit bullshit, and then they want to play like they not. I'm not doing that. I got a life to live. As black men, our communities are the motherfuckers that help raise us and the motherfuckers that fuck with us. And when they stop fucking with, like I said, Bitter Truth said it. He said with his niece, he said, you want to be grown now and you can still communicate, but you on your own. That's what it is. You deal with the people that are cooperating. And the problem, unfortunately, with a lot of black women is they can't think long term. Black women think in the short term. They don't even think in the medium term anymore. They don't even think in the medium term anymore. They just think in the short term. They think, like, if you actually talk to black women the way they think, the wall doesn't exist. They either try to extend the wall, like now the wall is like 50, and now they're starting to push past that. Or what they do is they just tell you the wall just doesn't exist. Like they can't think past it. They can't think past the wall because if they don't have any real sexual marketplace value, they don't really know how to live life. They really don't. And so it is what it is. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna head out. Like I said, if you're new, make sure you subscribe. We're pretty much knocking at the door to 45, 30. So I'm definitely looking to get like way beyond 5,000 by the end of the year. I'm actually gonna be implementing some stuff to hopefully I can accelerate that. And so yeah, with that being said, this is Edward signing off. Happy Labor Day and peace. Oh, before I go, I gotta say that second end credit scene in particular, I like that shit. That second end credit scene was the shit. But anyway, yeah, peace.